welcome back to my channel. My hair is dark now. I feel like by this point you guys have been through every phase of hair with me. I actually dyed this at home myself and the box said chocolate brown and the picture looked definitely lighter than this, so I wasn't trying to go this dark. It took me so long to get back to my natural hair color, and of course as soon as I accomplished that I become unsatisfied and I need something different. What actually happened was I went and saw Wonder Woman, which by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's an amazing movie. You need to go watch it. And of course I'm now obsessed with the actress. Her name's Gal Gadot, and I was like, I need her hair color. So here we are. As soon as I got out of the shower I regretted my decision immediately, and then I went and lathered myself in self tanner and got orange and patchy. But yeah, the color is starting to grow on me. I'm kind of liking it now, as long as I have makeup on to mask my whiteness. But anyways, enough about my hair. This video is a tutorial on the look I did in Vegas. Our first night there for the night out, I did this look. I posted some pictures on my IG story and a lot of you guys loved the look. And I actually slept in the look and wore it still the next day. So I figured I would do kind of like a long wearing night out makeup look. And now is the moment when we transition to my naturally ghostly face. Guys, I look like Snow White or like a corpse bride. I'm gonna try to get through this video without wheezing or coughing my lungs out because I do have bronchitis right now. So if you thought my voice was nasally and annoying before, you're really gonna enjoy this video. I'm gonna start with this First Aid Beauty primer just to moisturize my skin a little bit. This doesn't really do anything for the long wearing of the makeup, but I have dry skin so I like to moisturize it. Next I'm gonna add a little bit of this No Problem primer. It's for pore filling. I just like to add it along this area where I have more visible pores, just because I'm going to be wearing kind of a heavier foundation, and usually when I wear it, it like shows my pores more, so I like to fill them in. Next I'm going to take a little bit of my Urban Decay setting spray, and I spray a little bit before my makeup just because that really helps the long wearing if I'm having a really like long evening. I use the De-Slick one because that's just what I have on hand right now, but I really like the all-nighter, and I actually just got the Milani Make It Last setting spray, so I'm excited to see how that works. So for this look I'm actually gonna start with my brows. I took a little bit of the NYX micro brow pencil and I just kind of lightly start filling in like I usually do. Okay, once both of my brows are filled in, what I did is I went in with some Wonder Brow and I took a angled brush and I dipped it into some of the product, and then I kind of lightly just covered and locked in the brow hairs with it. So essentially this works kind of like a brow gel. It really locks my hairs into place, but it also keeps the pigment, and since this is waterproof and stuff like that, it just really made my brows last. Then I just take a little bit of Benefit's Highbrow to clean up the brows. Next I'm going to take some Urban Decay Primer Potion and prime my eyes. For the look I did in Vegas, I actually used the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I'm going to take the white peach shade and apply that all over the lid. This helps to set the primer and just make sure all the shadows blend well. And I actually applied some tape when I did this look just for kind of a more angled canvas. Next I'm going to take this shade Puree and start building that up in the crease and the outer corner. Next I'm going to take Summer Yum and do that more in the outer corner. So next what I did was I took this shade Luscious and I just applied it with my finger onto the inner corner of the lid. And just take a clean fluffy brush to kind of blend it all. So next what I did is I took some NYX glitter glue and I applied that just where that gold shadow was. And then I took my NYX glitter, this is in the shade Bronze, and I applied it over that spot. This is also one of the reasons I did my eyes first, so that I don't have a bunch of glitter fall out. And now do the same thing on the other eye. Lastly, I'm going to take a little bit of Charmed, I'm sure, and I apply that on the very outer corner. And take the tape off and blend the outer edges a little bit. So in Vegas I used the MAC Pro Longwear foundation, and I don't like this foundation on its own. This is the waterproof one, and I just feel like it's really heavy and kind of cakey. So what I do to make it the way I like it, I mix it with some Celestial drops, and also I mixed in some NYX like color drops to darken it up a little bit. I know my face looks super pale, but my body is like at least a little bit tanner, so I make it match my body. So I add the Celestial drops just to give it a little bit more luminosity so that it doesn't look so mask-like. I probably could have made this even darker, honestly, but we'll just bronze it up later. This foundation does have really good coverage, I'll give it that. For concealer, I actually use the Urban Decay Naked Skin, even though I usually don't like this concealer. This concealer does tend to crease on me even when I set it, but it lasts very long, and it was one of the few shades that were darker because all my other concealers are super light, so like when I tanned, it just looked super funny, so I ended up using this. Overall though, I would definitely recommend the Tarte Shape Tape over the Urban Decay. I'm gonna set my face with the Coty Airspun powder. This is still my favorite powder ever. Always remember to tap out the under eyes first so that they are crease free before you go in with the powder. And I just apply a generous amount to let it bake. It kind of like warms up from your skin, so you have to leave it on for a couple minutes. So while that bakes, I went in with the Tarteist Pro Glow To Go kit, and I used this shade to contour my cheekbones and my forehead. Then for some extra bronze, I just took my Physicians Formula bronzer and I kind of just sweep it around. And always make sure to bring it down your neck. Wait, I messed up, guys. The bronzer I used in Vegas actually wasn't the butter bronzer. It was this Rimmel London bronzer. This is in the shade 022 Sun Bronze, and it is a waterproof bronzer, which is why I wore it, because it's very long wearing and waterproof. So yeah, that's what I wore in Vegas. I'm gonna use a little bit of excess powder and carve out my cheekbones. And I think that powder has sat long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and sweep it off. I am hating how this concealer looks. Do you see this? I wanted to give you guys like the exact products that I used for my look in Vegas, but I cannot recommend this concealer. Just go with the Tarte Shape Tape. It's way better. So for highlight, I just mixed the two highlights that are in the Tarteist Pro Glow. And for blush, I'm going to take my ColourPop Cream Duo. I figured out how to use the blush the best way, and it's with a stippling brush. It doesn't work that well with like a beauty blender, but I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way to use the highlight, because beauty blender doesn't work that well either. So I've mostly been using like my fingers. But for the blush, I just kind of swirl a stippling brush around and then pat it on my cheeks. I'm still so obsessed with this blush color. It's so pretty. And this is from the ColourPop and Sonia Esman collab. I have a video on it on my channel. To set all that powder down, I'm gonna use my MAC Fix Plus. Again, this doesn't make your makeup last longer, and my friend that has oily skin said that it makes her skin even more oily, like in the summer, in the heat. So it's mostly just to get the powder down, but for you oily babes, I don't know if like this is a great setting spray option. And I always like to go in and pat that down with my beauty blender just to really push everything in. For lips, I used the NYX Suede lip liner. This one is in the shade Stockholm, and then I mixed it with this NYX Lip Lingerie in Baby Doll. I like to fill my entire lip with lip liner just because it creates this second barrier of color. So once your lipstick does start wearing off, you have like another barrier of color. And NYX lip liners actually last really long on the lips. So I just applied this Baby Doll color more on the center, and then I pat it in. It just makes a beautiful pinky nude. Okay, now to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna curl my lashes. And then for mascara, I just use the Dior Show waterproof mascara just because I don't need a ton of volume because I'm going to be adding false lashes. I just need a little bit of color to blend my natural lashes with the false lashes. And I need something long wearing, so a waterproof formula is great. So it has now been several hours since my last clip, right around 7 to be exact. I had to go to work, but I figured this actually was a perfect opportunity to show how long wearing this makeup is. Like I said, I've had this on for about 7 hours, and the only thing I had to touch up when I came back to sit down and film was my lip color. So I think that's kind of pretty amazing. Usually by the end of a workday, I am definitely wearing off around like the nose or the chin, and it's just not looking so fresh. So this is how I wore the look to work. You can definitely rock it with just mascara, but I am gonna apply false lashes for like a more dramatic nighttime look because that's the way I wore it in Vegas, and I also have a really cool eyelash glue to share with you guys. So one of the girls on the trip was using this glue for all of our lashes, and my lashes lasted the entire night. I took a shower when we got back to the hotel and I still had the lashes on, and I slept in them. They stayed budge proof, and then I took them off in the morning just to kind of get a little break. But then the next day we also went to a pool party and I put them back on with this same glue, and they lasted the entire pool party and rest of the day. So yeah, this glue is crazy awesome, and thank you, Jenny, for showing it to me. It's technically not an eyelash glue. It is this Super Bond Professional Formula Dark Hair Bond glue. It's made for hair extensions, but I did look it up and it is safe to use on the eyes. A lot of people on the reviews use it as an eyelash glue. So you can get a bottle like this at Sally's. This one was $5 for this huge 4-ounce bottle, which I'm probably not gonna go through in like years. But another thing I want to show you guys is you pour some out, and it's just like this dark glue, and usually you can use like a Q-tip or something to apply it to the actual lash. But what I wanted to show you guys is how it is when it dries. So I'm just gonna give this a minute and let it dry. So once this glue dries, it actually becomes like this peelable rubber kind of texture where you can just cleanly peel it off. Do you see that? So it's cool because water doesn't affect the glue holding your lash on. So like even if your eyes water or you cry or you're just swimming or something, it's not gonna make the glue stop working. But it peels off so cleanly that at the end of the day, it's so easy to peel them off and it's not like painful. So it's just interesting because it keeps them locked on so well, but it's so easy to take off. Anyways, again, you can find this at Sally's for a couple dollars. Highly recommend. Enough chatting about it. Let's put on my lashes. So the lashes I wore in Vegas were the Kiss lashes in the style Flirty, but I didn't really like them because they're kind of inconsistent. Some of them are super fake looking and too full, and some of them are a little bit more fluttery and pretty. So for this video, I just got the Ardell Wispies. So whenever you use a lash for the first time, you always want to measure it and trim it if it's too long. It looks like that one is actually a perfect length, so I'm just gonna put some glue on my hand. You can also put it just on like a plastic surface. Since it peels off, you can just like put it on a table or anywhere. And you could use a Q-tip, but I'm just gonna run the band through the glue. And then you just go ahead and apply. I come in from the top, set it down, and then I'm able to move it around. And once you've got it glued on, you can go ahead and take some mascara just to blend it in. Okay, so I have both lashes on now, and another cool thing I'll mention about this glue is if you get some of it on your eyelid, which 9 times out of 10 I always get the eyelash glue on my lid somewhere, it doesn't ruin your shadow look that you spent time creating because it peels right off. So I just thought that was super cool. One last thing I forgot to tie this look together is an inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna take that same palette from Tarte and I'm going to put that highlight in the inner corner. Also, I love to just pretend to be Jaclyn Hill and put some highlight on my shoulder. Speaking of being glowy, the only thing that kept me looking tan other than getting a spray tan that washed off the next day was mixing this into my lotion. This is the Hard Candy Glow All The Way in the shade Glamazon Bronze. They have a couple different colors, and what I did is I just took like my Aveeno lotion and I mixed it on my hand and I put some of this in it? Let me demonstrate. Take some lotion, take a little Glamazon, and you mix it together and it creates kind of this dark looking lotion. Ignore my bad self tanner right there. Once you spread it out, it like doesn't look super dark. It just leaves a bronzed kind of shimmery glow. It doesn't really have glitter in it, but it was just so pretty. I would apply it to like my chest and my shoulders, my arms, my legs, basically everywhere visible, and it can turn a pale ghost into a tropical goddess. Okay guys, those were all the steps to my Las Vegas night out look. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a little bit of tips. I definitely don't wear this kind of foundation for every day, but for special occasions where you really need your makeup to last, this stuff doesn't mess around. I do still have that Vegas vlog coming up as promised. I'm just slowly but surely editing it. I filmed the whole thing on my phone, so I've been slowly editing it on my phone on iMovie. Our laptop AirDrop doesn't work, so there's no way for me to really transfer the video and keep the quality. Plus that would have been way too many videos to transfer, so it's not bad editing on my phone. It's actually pretty easy. It just takes up a lot of time, but I will have that coming soon. Anyways, my spawn is summoning me, so it is time to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos from me, just click the red subscribe button below. Also, leave me any video requests in the comment section. And I will see you guys next time, hopefully not sounding like a man.